Hello there guys, RuggedEagle here today and welcome back to the channel. I hope you'll have an amazing day and thank you for joining us on today's LEGO Stars the Skywalker Saga video. And today we're going to be talking about how big will each planet be roughly in the upcoming game. We're going to go over every single confirmed planet and I'm going to give my idea on how big I reckon that planet will be and what it will have to offer, like interiors, buildings to explore and all that stuff. So it's going to be quite a long video because there's a lot of planets. So sit back and enjoy. So guys, let's just start off this video beginning with all of the sandy planets in Star Wars. Now in total there are 4 sand planets, so let's begin with where Star Wars started back in 1977. Let's begin with Tatooine. Now Tatooine is one of the most iconic Star Wars planets to this day. It probably is the most iconic, and in Tatooine obviously you've got Luke's area, his farmhouse, and you've also got the Mos Eisley town with the cantina. So judging at all of this information, we pretty much know Tatooine is going to be a medium-sized planet. Now they can't add a massive, I mean at the end of the day it's just a desert with a town and a couple of houses in it, but Tatooine will be quite a medium one. Mind you, they could make it quite large with lots of sand, but I don't reckon they will, because if all the planets are going to be quite large, it's going to be, you know, a very big game. So I reckon Tatooine will just be a medium planet. Now we do know, looking at an interview back at E3 in 2019, we do know you can actually go inside of Mos Eisley's areas, so you can actually go in the cantina and you might be able to explore some other buildings in the town. So it might not be the largest planet, but it might have lots of interiors to explore, and which I would personally prefer that, because I really liked it how they did it in DC's Supervillains. Now the second sandy planet we're going to look at is Pasaana. Now Pasaana is from episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, and there's nothing really special to Pasaana really. You've got the festival, so they're obviously just going to do the festival as probably the main area for that world, and you've also got the quicksand out and about, but I don't reckon Pasaana is going to be that big, and I reckon it will just be on average quite a small planet. So I know what most of you guys are probably thinking, why do we all want to go back to Jakku? Yes, Jakku is our third planet, which is another sandy planet. Now I reckon Jakku will be medium, similar to Tatooine, because at the end of the day all these sandy planets are very similar. I mean Jakku, obviously you've got the broken down Star Destroyer which you'll be able to explore, and also on Jakku you've got the market area which will probably be similar to Pasaana. So I don't reckon Jakku is going to be that big. I reckon it'd be a similar size to Tatooine. Overall just a medium planet. And then for the final sandy planet we can have a look at Geonosis. Now I reckon Geonosis could be quite a big one. I mean obviously you've got the big battle arena of Geonosis, you've also got the droid factories. I mean I reckon Geonosis will be quite a big planet to explore, because obviously you've got the ground where all the battles were. So I reckon overall Geonosis will probably be one of the largest planets in the game, because it is a very unique sand planet. It's a lot different to the other sandy planets, and obviously you got the droid factories and stuff. So I reckon Geonosis will be one of our largest planets. So guys, next let's move on to all of the sequel planets that mainly appear in episode 7, 8 and 9. Now we've already done Pasaana and Jakku, so let's just have a look and begin off with Canto Bight. Now if not many of you guys know what Canto Bight is, it is from the film The Last Jedi, and it's where Finn and Rose go. It's the gambling planet, and personally I really love this planet. I really like the concept of it, the gambling planet. I love the look of it, and I reckon that'd be a really smart planet. Now I don't reckon it be that big. I reckon this be one of the smallest ones, but I reckon it will have a big interior in the gambling casino, and you'll obviously be able to go onto the outside horse racing area. So I reckon overall Canto Bight will be quite a small one, but it will have one of the better interiors. Now the next planet we can move on to again is Crait. Now Crait is one of my favourite planets. I love Crait and it's just an absolute stunning planet, and again at the end of the day I don't reckon Crait will be that big as well. I know it's a very open planet, but I reckon it will be locked to a certain area, so you'll be able to go and explore all the ATM-6s and stuff, and you know it's just the sand, and it's got obviously the big base there, and I reckon that's all you'll be able to explore, the big base and just going outside a little bit. I don't reckon it'd be that that big overall. And I reckon Crate will be one of the smallest too, along with Canto Bight. Now again, on the next one is another, I reckon all the sequel ones are going to be quite small. Act 2 is the island from Last Jedi and at the end of Force Awakens. Now Act 2 I don't reckon be that big neither, it's just an island. You'll obviously have the little village with the monks and stuff, and then that creature's milk, whatever he drinks. I wonder if you can drink that, god that'd be nasty, but I don't reckon Act 2 be that big, so I reckon again that will be one of the smallest planets. Now moving on to Starkiller Base. Now Starkiller Base is a little bit interesting. I reckon it be overall a medium planet because you'll have everything in there. You'll be able to go into the woods, you'll be able to actually go into the base, you'll have the area where General Hux stood and shouted his head off. So I reckon overall Starkiller Base will be quite a medium planet, but at the end of the day not that big. And I wonder if you visit it in obviously the prequel era, will it be actually Ilum? If any of you guys follow Star Wars, I wonder if they'll do it as Ilum, and if they do, this game is going to be amazing. So the next planet is Takodana. Now Takodana were quite a big planet in the Force Awakens game, but Takodana again I reckon be very similar to Canto Bight a little bit. I reckon in Takodana you'll be able to explore the castle, you'll be able to probably go outside and go to the Millennium Falcon maybe, but overall Takodana I reckon will just be quite a small planet similar to Canto Bight, but it will probably have one of the better interiors. Now for the final planet is Dagobah. Now Dagobah is literally the hub world in Force Awakens, and it's not a very interesting planet, so I reckon this be one of the smallest planets of them all. I reckon Dagobah will be one of the smallest. So there are all the sequel planets covered, so let's move on to the original trilogy planets. So moving on to the original trilogy planets that we have left, we've obviously covered Tatooine earlier, so Yavin 4. Now this is very similar to Dagobah, and this is the main rebel base. It was in Rogue One, it's the main base in A New Hope and stuff, so I reckon Yavin 4 will be a medium planet, because obviously it might be the hub world to be honest, and I reckon it will be a bigger hub than obviously Dagobah. And Yavin 4 is a really nice looking planet. You've got the big temple there. If any of you guys play it in Battlefront 2, it's a really fun map. So overall Yavin 4 I reckon be an overall medium planet. Now moving on to Hoth. Now Hoth is a really interesting planet to literally look at. I mean, obviously you've got all the 80-80 and the ground phases with the trenches and stuff, and I reckon Hoth will be quite a big one to be honest, because I reckon it'd be similar to Geonosis. Now they did put it on the box art, so I reckon it will be quite a big one, because obviously you've got the Echo base, you've got all the trenches, you have to have room to walk around an ATT, don't you? And at the end of the day, they could just make it quite a barren planet with lots and lots of snow, and just make it like an overall World War, you know, atmosphere. And I reckon Hoth be one of the biggest, as I said, and I'm really looking forward to exploring Hoth. Now moving on to the next one is where our little green friend sits. Not Shrek. Shrek is another guy. Shrek is a really nice guy. This is where Yoda sleeps and stuff. Dagobah. Now Dagobah is not going to be that big to be honest. I mean, it's just like a swampland, you know what I mean? I mean, it'd be smarter they put Shrek as a playable character in there, but I don't reckon that's going to happen. But Dagobah, yeah, Dagobah's going to be quite a small planet, but I'm really excited to see Dagobah. I don't know why. I just really like it. I just want to sit in my little hermit hut as Yoda. I might just do that when I get the game completed and just sit in my hermit hut as Yoda. I think I'm going to do that. And for the next planet is Bespin or Cloud City. Now this is one of my favourite planets in Star Wars, and I really just love Bespin so much, and I reckon Bespin will be a medium planet because it's not massive, but it'd be really smart if you could obviously explore the carbonite freezing chamber, the dining room area, just walking around Bespin because it's got a very clean interior on the landing pads. So to be honest, Bespin could be one of the biggest medium ones that we're going to get. Now the final original trilogy planet is Endor. Now Endor is probably going to be a big one again, because at the end of the day, Endor, you've got all the bases there, you've got the trees, you've got where all the Ewoks live, so I reckon Endor will be probably a big planet. And now Endor isn't one of my overall favourite planets, but I really do like Endor. I love the Ewoks and stuff. So Endor, and we've obviously seen an image of Endor by them back at E3, so I reckon Endor will be one of the biggest ones because they are showing it off a little bit, so Endor will be a big one. So we have literally saved best till last. Well, it's personal choice, but I really do like the prequels the most. But here we go. So the prequel planets we have left is Naboo. Now Naboo is a really nice looking planet. You've obviously got the palace there. You've obviously got where Darth Maul and Obi-Wan fought. And overall, I reckon Naboo will be a medium planet. You've got the hangar to explore. The palace will just be big anyway. So I'm really excited to see how they're going to do Naboo, because obviously Naboo has got a totally big outside area, because obviously you see it in episode 1 with the underwater city with Jar Jar and Boss Nass. So I reckon they'll do all of this too, and I reckon Naboo will be quite a big planet. Looking at all of this, you've got the underwater city, you've obviously got the top, the feed palace and stuff, so Naboo will be quite a big one. Next, let's look at Kamino. Now Kamino is obviously the cloning facility, and it's a very dull planet, but I really like Kamino, and I'm really interested on Kamino, because obviously I wonder when you go on Kamino, will you actually get wet, because they're doing like the physics, aren't they? If you walk on a sandy planet, you get sand on your boots. So I wonder if they're going to do something like that in Kamino. When you're on Kamino, your character gets like drowned in, you know, water. That'd be really smart if they actually do that. And Kamino, I reckon, will be quite a small planet, to be honest, because it's just a cloning facility. It's not massive, but I reckon it'd be small to medium, somewhere between that. So next, let's look at Utapau. Now, Utapau is where Obi-Wan Kenobi went to fight General Grievous. Now, Utapau is a very interesting, you know, planet, and it's going to be really cool to explore that, because it's a really weird shape. You've obviously got the big ditch that falls down into water. You've got all the air hangers on there. So I'm really intrigued on how they're going to do Utapau. Now, the next planet is probably my least favourite planet in Star Wars. This is just my personal opinion, but next is Kashyyyk. I don't really like Kashyyyk, but I reckon it'd be a nice looking planet. It'd be very similar to Endor. Obviously, you got all the big trees and the water and stuff and all the Wookiees. So I don't know. I think I just hate Kashyyyk because I don't like the map in Battlefront 2. I think that's the only reason why. But Kashyyyk, I reckon, be a medium planet. Now, what I have done here, I've saved the last two, the most interesting two, for last here. So next we have Mustafar. So Mustafar is going to be a very interesting planet to explore, but I don't reckon it'll be that big. It's not a really big planet. At the end of the day, it's just a volcano planet, really, isn't it? So, you know, I reckon you'll be able to explore the base there, which Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting, and you'll probably be able to go outside a little bit. But I reckon it'd be one of the coolest planets, but not one of the biggest planets. Now, I have saved the last one, the best pretty much, Coruscant. Now, Coruscant, I reckon, will be a very big planet, because they mentioned it in the interview. Obviously, you can explore the Jedi Temple and the upper floors, but in Coruscant, you've got all the lower levels where all the crime goes, and it looks like a Blade Runner cyberpunk type of theme down there. So I reckon they've gone all out on Coruscant, because you can tell in the interview the developer sounded really excited when he talked about it. So I reckon Coruscant will possibly be one of the biggest planets, maybe even the biggest, and it will probably be the most detailed. I mean, you can go into the Jedi Temple and stuff. So I'm really excited to see Coruscant, and I love Coruscant so much. I really hope you can just sit down in obviously the Jedi Temple rooms and stuff, you know, sit down on the Master's chairs. I really hope you can do little stuff like that, because that will make the game that one bit better. So I hope you went to enjoy today's video, and if you did, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe, because I do daily LEGO Stars the Skywalker Saga videos on the channel. And if you guys want me to do a video discussing how I reckon the dynamic planets will work and how things will change depending on what era you're in, please let me know, because I will definitely make a video on it. And I have got my community video out in a couple of days, so make sure you leave your comment on my community post on my YouTube channel. And I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.